Hello everyone and welcome back to Excel. So this time we're going through if statements again, nested if statements. And we're going to really dig deep into that at least and try to give you some tips and pointers for using nested if statements effectively. Okay, so here's an example. We're going to use this to work through this. It says to create an equation that will say whether water is solid, liquid, or gas based on its temperature. For this problem, consider temperature greater than 100 to be a gas, temperature from 100 to 0 to be a liquid, and less than 0 to be a solid. This is for Celsius. This is actually what it is. So I have my temperatures in Celsius. I have one equation here. I'm going to drag it down. So the big thing is you're new to if statements. And so what might be easier for you to do is to write two if statements rather than trying to do a nested if statement from the beginning. Okay, so let's work this out. So if the temperature is greater than 100, it has to be a gas. So that's probably a good condition to check. So equals if, actually I'm not going to write with the equal sign right now, I'm just going to write without. If temperature is more than 100, well, we know it's a gas. But if it's less than 100, it could be either a liquid or a solid. That's why we need a second check. Okay, so we'll just say liquid or solid. Okay, so that's one if statement that says either gas or liquid or solid. Now let's write a second if statement to determine whether it's liquid or solid. So if the temperature, okay, if I say more than 0, it can be either liquid or gas. That's not really going to help me. But if I say less than 0, there's only one thing that's less than 0 that's solid. So if I say less than 0, I know exactly what it is. It's solid. Okay. And if it's not, then it's either liquid or gas. Okay. Oh, I forgot my little parentheses there. This won't matter too much because I'm just writing it down for you. Okay, so I have these two if statements. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to paste one inside the other. So I'm going to take all this text right here. And where I see this whole liquid or solid thing, I'm going to replace that with this if statement. The whole list I just wrote. Okay. And in this case, I say right here at the end, I say liquid or gas. But if I've already determined it's not a gas from the first if statement, then all I'm left with at the end is liquid. And this would be the answer. This would be how I could do it. So if I, added in my equal sign at the beginning and I got rid of temperature and changed it to a cell reference, we'd be good. So this is just an idea for you. You can take multiple if statements, just each one, breaking it apart, and then you can stick them inside of each other. To be super honest, sometimes I have like 8 or 9 if statements in there. And if you forget how many parentheses you have, it's okay. Don't worry about that too terribly much because in the end, Excel will catch it. It can catch it wrong if you really mess up, but for the most part, it does a pretty good job. Okay. So I'm going to just say solid right here and see if it works for me. Okay, I can't get away with it. There is some text right here, which is going to help us out here. So I'm going to get it wrong. Let's see. I'm going to put solid right here. Now, which one is it looking at? D158. Okay. Gas right here. There you go. So right here is all the text of what I just talked about earlier. This right here, it's all built into this. And it's just to help you. It's to help you and show you, if you do get it wrong, it'll give you some help. I try to hide these little tidbits in there. If you don't need help, you won't see the help. So that'll be fine. Just make sure you always try everything. If you get it wrong, you might see some help there. Okay, now here is something we haven't talked about so far. And that's if we want to check multiple criteria at once. So far, it's always been either one thing. I'm only checking one thing. Is it greater than 100? Okay, gas. What if I had to say, is it temperature greater than 100 and pressure less than 1 billion atmospheres? That's 2 conditions. And if I want to, I can do nested if statements to solve that. However, if you have like 3 or 5 or 11 criteria, that would be really, really scary. Luckily, you don't have to write 11 if statements. You can use something called the AND function, or the OR function, or the NOT function. This is once again bringing us into the whole like programming aspect of Excel, but it's actually fairly simple. But we're going to get to that next time. So I'll see all of you in a bit. Bye-bye.